Bird helps horse break abscess. Minutes later, something terrible happens. The morning began unusually still. Mist clung low to the meadow, turning the rising sun into a pale, trembling glow. Only the slow, uneven sound of breathing broke the silence. Beneath the willow tree, a chestnut mare lay on her side, motionless except for the faint rise and fall of her ribs. Her name was Willow. Her coat, once bright as burnished gold, was now dulled with sweat and dirt. The herd grazed a short distance away, uneasy but helpless. They watched her from afar, hooves shifting in the damp grass. Something was wrong, something deep beneath her skin. Just above her hind leg, a hard swelling pressed against her flank, darkened and hot. An abscess. It throbbed with every beat of her tired heart. From the edge of the pasture, a magpie fluttered down, a small creature with eyes bright as beads. It had been circling above for some time, curious about the still mare who no longer flicked her tail or lifted her head. The bird hopped closer, pausing now and then, listening. It tilted its head as if understanding the quiet groan that escaped Willow's throat. Hours passed. The sun climbed higher, drying the dew from her coat but offering no relief. The herd began to wander farther off, grazing toward the stream. But the magpie stayed. It perched on a fence post, wings twitching, watching the rise and fall of the mare's breath. When Willow tried to stand, her legs trembled. She pressed her muzzle to the grass, but strength failed her. She sank again into the earth with a dull thud, breath shuddering. A thin trickle of fluid escaped from the swollen side. The abscess was near breaking, but not yet. The bird fluttered down again. It landed softly near her flank and pecked lightly at the wound's edge. Once, twice. The mare flinched, a tremor of pain running through her. Then stillness again. The magpie paused, then pecked once more, a little firmer this time. A small burst and a release. Thick, dark fluid spilled into the grass. Willow's body convulsed, then relaxed with a long, trembling sigh. For the first time in days, the pressure was gone. The air around her seemed to shift, lighter, almost peaceful. The bird stepped back, its feathers ruffling as if satisfied with the strange work it had done. Willow's head lifted weakly, her eyes finding the small creature beside her. From the hill above, a farmer had been watching. He hurried down now, boots sinking in the wet soil. "Easy, girl. Easy," he murmured, kneeling beside her. He saw the open wound, the fresh relief in her breathing. "Good girl," he whispered, brushing her neck. "You held on." The magpie lingered on the fence post, head cocked as if guarding the scene it had started. The man fetched clean water and poured it gently over the wound. Willow stood at last, unsteady but upright, her tail flicking weakly against the morning breeze. For a brief, fragile moment, everything felt right. The air was filled with soft sounds, water dripping, grass rustling, the faint chirp of the magpie. Willow lowered her head to drink. The farmer smiled in quiet relief. None of them knew that within minutes something far worse was coming, something that would change the calm of this meadow forever. For a moment, the meadow breathed again. Willow stood trembling but free from the pressure that had tormented her. Steam lifted from her coat as sunlight broke through the fog, warming the damp grass beneath her hooves. The magpie circled overhead, calling softly, its cry sharp and bright in the morning stillness. The farmer stepped back to give her space, wiping his hands against his trousers. He watched her take a slow step, then another. "That's it, girl," he said quietly. "Easy now." His voice was low, careful not to disturb the fragile peace that had returned. Willow moved toward the herd, her gait uneven but steady. The others lifted their heads, whinnied faintly, and began to drift toward her. The air filled with the small sounds of reunion. Soft snorts, the shuffle of hooves, the rustle of grass. The magpie perched again on the fence, feathers catching the sunlight like shards of glass. Then, too suddenly, Willow stopped. Her ears flicked once, twice, and then her legs buckled. The sound of her fall was dull, heavy, final. The herd startled, scattering for a heartbeat before circling back, restless and afraid. The farmer ran to her side. No, easy, girl," his voice broke. He knelt, pressing his hand to her neck. The warmth was still there, but fading fast. Her breath came in short bursts, uneven and shallow. Foam gathered at the edge of her mouth and her nostrils flared weakly. He realized what had happened. The abscess had been a symptom, not the cause. The infection had run deeper, into her blood, her heart. Sepsis. It was invisible until it wasn't. The magpie fluttered down again, landing near her muzzle. It chirped once, a sound that felt oddly questioning, like it didn't understand why the world had gone quiet again. Willow's eyes blinked slowly, her gaze drifting from the bird to the farmer beside her. The man could do nothing but whisper, "You rest now. You did your best." A breeze passed over the field, bending the tall grass around them. The sky dimmed slightly as if the sun itself had paused to watch. Willow's breathing slowed, her chest barely moving now. The herd stood still, heads low, a quiet mourning settling over them. The farmer stayed beside her long after the final breath left her body. His hand rested on her neck, the rise and fall of her heartbeat now gone. He didn't cry, not yet. Instead, he listened to the silence she left behind. Even the magpie had fallen quiet, wings folded close against its body. When he finally stood, he looked across the field. At the herd, the fading mist, the stillness that felt too large to touch. Life continued there, but differently now. The bird took flight, circling once over the mare's body before disappearing toward the tree line, a black shape against the white morning light. The farmer whispered softly into the empty air. She was brave. Then he turned back toward the barn, leaving a shallow trail of footprints behind him, marks that the wind would soon erase. Behind him, the meadow was still. The grass swayed gently where Willow had fallen, and in the far distance, a single bird call echoed once and then was gone. The meadow had changed. The grass grew uneven where Willow once lay. A faint hollow pressed into the soil, soft and dark from the rains that followed. The herd no longer came close to that spot. They grazed at the far end of the pasture now, where the ground was drier, and the wind did not carry that faint trace of loss. Each morning, the farmer still walked the same path, bucket in hand, boots heavy with dew. He paused by the fence post where the magpie had once perched, where he had knelt beside the dying mare. The silence of that place felt larger than sound itself. The bird returned on the third morning. It came without fanfare, a single shadow sweeping low over the grass before landing softly beside the hollow. It tilted its head, then hopped twice, peering into the spot where the earth had been disturbed. In its beak, it carried a thin wisp of Willow's mane, a pale strand caught in the fence wire. The bird dropped it gently on the ground as if setting something back in its place. The farmer saw it from a distance. He stopped walking, his breath caught in the chill air. For a long moment, he just watched the bird, that same restless creature that had helped free the pain, that had stayed when everything else had turned away. "Still here, huh?" he murmured softly. The magpie didn't fly off. It pecked once at the dirt, then looked up toward the man. Its eyes were dark and small, but in them was something steady. Not grief, not recognition exactly, but presence. The kind of quiet witness that nature offers when it has nothing left to say. Later, the farmer brought a small bunch of wildflowers from the hedgerow. Clover, tiny yellow blooms, a few blades of mint. He placed them in the hollow and brushed the soil around them. "For you, girl," he whispered. The magpie fluttered up to the branch above, watching as he worked, its feathers catching flashes of blue and white in the sunlight. When he left, he didn't look back. But the magpie did. It stayed on the branch long after he'd gone, wings folded, head turned toward the field. It seemed to listen, to the faint rustle of the herd in the distance, to the hum of bees near the fence, to the quiet breath of wind that moved through the grass. By evening, the light fell soft and golden over the pasture. The herd returned at last, drawn by instinct or memory. They stood near the flowers, silent, their shadows long and slow. The magpie watched them one last time, then lifted off, a small shape rising into the glowing sky. As the sun sank, its call echoed faintly across the meadow, fading into the rhythm of the land, a sound that felt like goodbye, but also like a promise kept. The farmer, standing at the edge of the field, heard it. He touched the brim of his hat and smiled quietly. Life had gone on. But somewhere in the folds of wind and grass, in the silent grace of a bird's flight, Willow still lingered, not as a wound, but as a gentle reminder that kindness, once given, never truly disappears.